Hello, this is Tim Law with Plan It Forward Coaching, always encouraging self-reliance. If you develop a marketable skill, chase that skill with a solid work ethic. Always go the extra mile and develop people and communication skills. You'd be amazed at what you can accomplish in this country. I have Paul Oppenlander here, just talking about the Boston Revere Bell, a very historic happening there in the western part of Pennsylvania. So, Paul, welcome, and tell us a little bit about the this magnificent bell here.
Sure. Thanks, Tim, for having me on. Just want to, we've got a bell here in Meadville, Pennsylvania, small town, probably 10, 12,000 people. It's not a big town, but we do have a lot of history. The bell itself goes all the way back to the 1830s, has connections to Paul Revere, his grandchildren, his son. And, we got the connection of being in the same location as where Lincoln was assassinated. So, for a small town to have such a big piece of history and bringing it all together like this, it's just a really neat thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the dimensions, what's deceptive is as far as the bell on how much this weighs, and what is the weight of that, Paul? Because I was stunned when I first heard about it.
Well, the background is very interesting because, when you go through the records here at the church, it weighed anywhere from 700 all the way up to 1,200 pounds. It really wasn't known. But, recently with our restoration project, first thing we did when we got to the Verdon Bell Company there in Cincinnati is ask them, we'd like to get the weight. And they said, hey, give us a few minutes. 10 minutes later, we had the weight 855 pounds down to the exact pound.
Wow. That's incredible. And now you also had to. How did you get you got the bell up in the church tower? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's where the resting spot was for the bell at that point. And bringing it down and out was a very long process. It just doesn't happen overnight. 855 pounds. There's no forgiveness there if you make a mistake. So if you make a mistake, it's going to end up in the basement. And that's the last thing we wanted. But, through several months of cleanup, preparation, and then bringing in a crane, we actually got it down. It took us about 5-6 months to make all that come together. Trying to save cost-cutting measures and do it ourselves.
Sure. Well, and I know my brother Tom's very strong, and you look very strong. So it wasn't just you two just hauling it down the steps. Is that correct?
No, that would be the last thing you want. That it'd probably be an ugly mess at the end. But yeah, we got the crane company, and they looked at our operation, how we put everything together, and what we did, and they are satisfied with the structure that we had built to bring it down. So it worked out all just fine.
Okay, and Paula, you're recording here. Maybe you could slide the picture to Paul's right a little bit more, because I'm getting part of the bell, but this way here we can have see the bell a little bit more there. If you could slide that picture to your husband's right. There we go. You're pretty good right there. Just a little more. Yeah, good. That's good. That's pretty good right there. You can give better idea because we were seeing about a third of it before.
And it ought to.
Thank you, Paul. I'm glad we want to make sure we get the photographer in there for sure.
No, we didn't want her in here, but okay.
Well, you're in there, Paula. Yeah, you're just became a little more famous here for sure. So anyway,
yeah.
So Paul, other details. This was it was made around 1830 or so, something like that. I may be off on the years a little bit.
Yeah, that's about right. At the Revere Foundry, they stopped keeping records after 1825, and with the placement of being put in there in Washington D.C., they built the church in 1862. So it's expected that the bell was made about 1831, 1830, somewhere in that time frame, and went to the church there in Washington D.C.
Right. Well, and then now the process, you took it to what was the name of the place in Cincinnati where they restored it for you?
That'd be the Verdon Bell Company. They're the seventh generation family-owned business. They've been around a long time, and They've had other Revere bells. They don't get them a whole lot, but the interesting thing is when we dropped that bell off, it caused enough uproar within the foundry that the president came down and wanted to see us firsthand to see it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a very special thing that they were doing to try to put it back and restore it and everything.
Yeah,
just
It's just
go ahead, Paul.
between what it was and what it is now.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And well, Paul, this has been great. Any last second thoughts that you'd like to share with us about this historic treasure that you have there? What's the name of the church that it's in?
That's the First Baptist Church of Meadville, right on the diamond here in Meadville, Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
It's we're going to have it on display for the next 3 years. Public, school, anybody can come and see. Turn it on. Can come and see the bell and check it out and just see history. You know, we just don't want to forget history. We want to keep it going.
Sure, sure. Well, this has been great, Paul. I really appreciate it. Can you hang for a minute once I stop the recording here?
Yeah, sounds good.
Very good. Thank you. And thank you, Paula.
You're welcome.